So, you know, I'm still waiting for Jolie Mae to come back.
Yes.
I sent her a text message. So, and Gina's gonna go and she says she can't find it. Hold on.
Yeah, I tried to tell her how to get to it.
Where is she?
I just refreshed my page and it came up as a notification.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Hold on. Refresh your page.
Or click on the link that you put her.
Will be. Says I can't find it. Well, just look, honey, 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 honey. Okay, let's see. Where am I gonna go? I'm gonna go here. Okay, she's watching. So she should be joining shortly.
All right.
Let's see. Damn it. All to hell.
What kind of operation you running over here, Dina?
I don't know.
You have a different banner under you. That's funny.
Yeah,
That is in the toolbox. I am the lower third, and I am not you. Just watching.
Hey, I'm
What?
going to pick up my son. I'll be back in 15 minutes.
All right, hold on. Speak, O ye seeker of wisdom.
I can see you. I can hear you, but you can't hear me.
Yeah, because
I
you
can see you.
are as a. You're watching. I'm trying to add you. Invite people. Share the link. Bookmark and come back anytime. Quiet. No. What is it here?
Is her camera and mic on?
No, well, she's watching. I don't know. I don't know. See, send the permalink, bookmark, and come back anytime. Maybe that's just to watch. I'm trying to add her to the fucking.
Hey, Jolie, can you hear me?
Can you hear? Jolie.
Yeah, there's a major delay.
Yeah, there's a major delay.
Because
I made a
when I
Facebook.
texted you 5 minutes ago, it fell straight down.
I don't understand that.
This is fucked all the shit. See, this is why I use Skype, man.
I'm surprised you didn't. I actually used Skype a couple days ago, thanks to you, Dina.
Because remember, I'm in the country, girl.
She country. Hold it, she said she just got an invite. Maybe. Go on the page for it. Yeah, if you click on the page for it, refresh the page and it should. Okay, the page where you're watching it, it should let you go on the event. I don't understand this. The fucking crazy ass shit.
I see where she's supposed to come up, but it's just not showing.
Well, I had someone else join the fucking call and I just booted his ass.
I
Why
saw
can't
that.
if this fucking person can, why can't she?
So I'm hearing our conversation a long time ago. It's so bizarre. God, can you hear yourself?
Yeah, I can hear myself. I'm such a fucking redneck.
Let me try to play with it for a few minutes, and I'll try to figure it out. I don't know what else to do because I never found the invitation either.
Okay, on the notification, that little bell thing where it shows it.
The bell is not lit up.
Well, click on it anyway. And where it shows the event, go, click that, and then
Okay, so where it says, "Are you going to watch?" It's under yes.
yeah, and then under that is me. There's like a message from me with a thing. Click on that and see if that brings you in.
All right. Oh, there I am. Okay. Do you see?
I don't know. Let me go to the other page.
No.
I see myself.
Well, it's probably going through the startup to bring you in. Maybe.
Something's happening because my camera's on now.
All right. It's still not bringing you in. I don't understand it.
My camera's working now.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm hearing. I'm hearing myself. That little bell thingy.
Yeah, the little bell thing. It's a bigger delay. Hang on. I think I got ready to click in.
Did you get that green screen yet?
I did. Page Kylie and 3 others. We're not in your circle. We want to join. Yes, we want to join.
There you are. Yep, you're there.
Cool. I'm so sorry, everybody.
It's fine.
Look, she
I'm
hung
so,
up on me
so
and didn't
sorry.
say fucking bye. What a tramp. Okay.
Hey, Jolie May, next time you get on Facebook, accept my friend request, and I created a group called Authors Anonymous.
Okay.
Have some more Jim Beam.
Cool. Thank
It's
you.
Have some more wild
another
touch.
person.
Huh?
It's you, me, and another person.
Okay.
I am not slurring. I am talking in cursive.
Me too.
So where's Gina? Where did she go?
She had to go and pick up her son, but she'll be back.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
and then
she
what
was
I'm going to
giving
do is I'm going to take the two and splice them together, and I will probably end up making it 2 different episodes. Anyway,
Okay.
so
Because that first one was live. Did you know that? It's recorded.
yeah, and it's showing now, and people can watch it.
Okay.
So, but I haven't edited. I haven't pulled the audio and edited it. And look, DJ, she's all like, "I'm fucked up. I don't
DJ
care.
is
I'm fucked
chill.
up.
I was just waiting for y'all to.
Y'all fucking crazy white
What you
bitches
want?
are stupid."
Hey now.
I didn't say it. Dina said it.
Crazy ass white hookers.
Are y'all hearing a delay? Like, are y'all hearing a double conversation?
No.
It's because you've got it
No.
on your other screen. Because you're watching it on your other screen.
Oh,
So go
hell.
to, click out of this window, just Alt Tab, go over to your other conversation, and then hit pause.
Okay. I hope that's
How do you
right.
hear it? We still see you, so you're still here. So evidently you did something right.
Lord, I do not want to
Wait.
be lost again.
Wait, look. Look, I'm going to look like Kilroy. Get it? Get it? What? She's going, you are wrong.
Yeah,
That's
you
pretty
look
good.
up
Up
all night long.
Well, my friend Gly, she posted on Facebook, she goes, some courier driver just took my phone. Oh, yeah, bitch, like you know INDEPENDT ain't your fucking ringtone. She's crazy. I don't know. Guess she had to be there. I thought it was funny as fuck because I know her ass. And I mean, we work downtown at like a ritzy fucking architectural firm, right? So, and then she's gonna go all, who the fuck sang that? Little Bootsy. Wasn't that what it's? INDEPEN. I can't believe she still got that as her fucking ringtone. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's a shame. He went to jail and got out, and she still got that on her as a ringtone.
He went to jail?
Oh yeah. He just got out.
Well, I'd be listening to like Trina Single again. That's my jam.
Trina.
That is
Sorry.
so wrong. I know. That's so wrong. Hold on, I gotta figure out how to take this fucking not you.
Go pick up her son, the stoner.
Yeah, for the one with the serial killer closet in the attic or whatever.
Man cave.
I'm telling you, he's gonna put a stripper pole. Man, I shouldn't say anything because now he will put a stripper pole in there and she'll blame me.
How can you have a room in your house and not know it?
It's Gina, yeah.
Well, see, I don't know Gina, so I'm learning all of this. She must have a big fucking house. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, I almost died when she posted. She did the ice bucket challenge. She fucking almost died laughing at her ass. I was like, oh my god, you were such a fucking Yankee. I send her emails, hey Yankee. So I'm doing up a box set for her right now. Tell you what, after these 9 erotic BDSM books, I'm gonna like have to OD on Disney movies for a while.
I'll send you my historical.
Actually, you know
But
what?
is it-
Historical
is
is
it
my
erotic
favorite
historical?
read.
Do what?
She said, "Is it erotic historical?
No.
Damn.
Is it sweet or steamy?"
I guess it falls more towards the sweet side because there is a sex scene, but it's closed door.
Oh.
No, it's sweet. It's a sweet. But see, I like historical is what I want to read. That's like my favorite thing to read.
This is the first one I've written, and I'm freaking having a blast. I didn't think it was going to be this much fun to write a historical.
Is it Russian?
No, it's Revolutionary War America.
Wow.
I have a Civil War story rumbling around in my head that I really want to write. It's been a bedtime story for my kids for almost a year now. I've got to sit down and write it, but I haven't yet. It's going to be steamy.
That's what I get for reading too much Diana Gabaldon. I'm like, okay, what else happened during that time?
Yeah.
Well, Virginia Henley. She's like my all-time favorite. I swear to God, she is. Man, if you can start off a fucking book with the first line, "Oh, what a beautiful cock." Got it made, man. Takes some fucking balls to do that shit. And I mean, it is like, shit, the book came out like 25, 27 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Really?
And still people talk about, "Oh, what a beautiful cock."
Well, back then, that first line probably turned the publishing world on its ear.
Damn
Well,
sure did.
I know that Catherine Falk, who does RT RT reviews, and she started Romance Times.
Mhm.
She's best friends with her, and she was saying that that she fought her publisher. I mean, went head to head with them. No, this is how this book is going to start. This is how it's got to start. So, but woo, she writes some steamy ass shit with their peckers wrapped in leather and all kinds of shit. I don't know.
Dear Lord.
See, historicals can be some freaks too. Just want you to know.
Sure.
And fucking on a horse while it's running. Yep.
That would be fun.
That takes talent.
That would take talent.
It's pretty fucking close to impossible.
I don't know, Dina. Has it ever happened? You could tell us.
Not with me. Not a horse. A truck going down the
A
road
truck.
at 75 miles an hour.
Damn it.
I was drunk.
Shocker.
He was not. I still have no clue how we both fit in that driver's side seat. That tells you I was drunk. I have so many stories that start off. One time I was drunk.
Too.
You know, kind of like one time at band camp. One
Oh,
time
I've heard band kids are the worst. I've heard band kids are wild.
Band kids are wild.
And must have been a band kid. Preacher's kids, man. No. No. So, but I don't know. I think in terms of just protecting your online reputation, I think is why you really have to throttle back the urge to fucking just go off, especially about a review.
Yeah.
You know,
Not everybody's gonna love the story. Why get your, go
Yeah,
to
why get your
sleep? Why get your knickers in a twist over it?
Sorry, somebody's been writing historical.
I know, that's just what I was thinking. That's just what I was thinking. But, I mean, it comes down, and it's like Gina was saying earlier, she pays it forward. If someone contacts her, she tries to give, especially people that are just breaking in, that have just got their first book out, and, tries to give them information or help them out however she can.
But what I've been seeing with those, and I don't think Jolie would fall into this category, but there have been a lot of newer authors that are coming out, and I guess because they're younger and they're used to the instant gratification of social media, that when you try to set those boundaries, that's when the shit talking starts. Because they think you're ignoring them, and it's like, no, I have to protect my creative box, so I have the energy left to create, and I've set aside this time.
Without getting all fucking wrapped up in all of the fucking drama that some of the people are trying to bring to the whole situation.
And I have no notifications on my phone. Nothing. I don't get notifications until I log in, because that's when the time that I've set aside to respond to that.
You're very disciplined about it, and a lot of people aren't. I'm not.
But that's your business, though. I mean, I know this is my business, but for me,
you have to have yours compartmentalized. And I do get off into when I'm putting the books together or whatever, that I do completely zone out on all social media. I always have it on. I mean, they're always on my phone, and they're always on my tablet, and they're always on my computer, whether I'm on there or not. And I might, finish doing one section of a book and then pop over and check Facebook, and I rarely check Twitter anymore, and that because I'm just so fucking burnt out on Twitter.
What Melanie said, though, is she's a writer. We're writers.
Right.
First and foremost, she's a writer. We're writers. The newer generation, I taught for 6 years before I started publishing. The newer generation is all about the immediate gratification. And if they can't get it by sitting back and watching things happen, they're going to create drama to make it happen.
Yep.
They expect it to be handed to them. And I think, I don't know if it's necessarily, I personally am an instant gratification kind of girl. You know? I want shit, I mean, I have zero fucking patience.
But, Dina, you understand, though, that it doesn't happen that way.
Yeah, but I'm also not an author putting something out there. I'm not waiting for people to find it. But, you know, by the same token, I also worked doing this for 4 fucking years.
Right.
And, you know, now I'm getting the gratification from it. But it took 4 fucking years.
And a lot of people don't understand that it takes time, and you know, yeah, there's going to be an instant hit for some, but there's still going to be time being put into you know, you can't continue.
Yeah, I mean, being an author now, you've got, you know, writing the book is just the first step in the whole thing. Mm-hmm. You have to have your cover, and you have to have a cover that is good. I mean, there's a lot of people that can do their own covers that do them really fantastic. And then there's a lot of people that, you know, go on to PicMonkey or Canva and make their covers. You know, and you can tell those. And they get fucking hammered. I've got one author, she did hers, and I think she did it in Word. And I'm like, okay, you want to do this as a print, so you have to have a jacket. You know, you have to have the full wrap. And I really like this author, so I opened my big mouth and said, let me see what I can do.
No.
And it's one thing for me to say, let me see what I can do when I have time. But I absolutely have no fucking time, and I opened my big mouth. So I'm fucked like Chuck.
See, and
what frustrates me? Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
What frustrates me is, you know, because I'm obviously new, but I wasn't naive enough to think that I didn't need help. So I made sure I had the right help in place. I hired an editor. I hired a formatter. I hired a graphic designer. I hired a proofreader. I did all of that so that I put out the best possible book. And when I hear other new authors that think they can edit their own book, think they can make their own cover, and
I think
it takes
a special kind of person that can edit their own shit, that can step out of it. I mean, I'm not saying that it can't be done, but I'm saying this is your fucking baby that you have to step back away from.
You look at something for so long, your eyes lose focus. There's no way that you're going to do that. There's no way you can effectively edit your own book. There's no way.
Nope. I agree with Jolie.
You know, I think the people that can do it are few and far between. Definitely. I'm not saying it cannot ever be done. But I'm maybe one person out of 1,000 can actually step back from their baby to cut what has to be cut so that it's a lean without a whole bunch of superficial shit going on.
Whoa, who is that?
Hey, I don't know.
Who's that?
No. See ya. Goodbye.
How are they getting in?
Because I posted the link somewhere. Hold on.
Oh.
And let's see.
A creeper.
Delete.
I was telling Dina, I know this is off topic, but we were talking about whether or not Facebook has been, kind of on us because we've been discussing TSU. Honest to goodness, no exaggerating, no exaggeration at all. Every day I was getting a minimum of 20 Facebook requests from creepers.
Yeah.
And ever since the whole TSU conversation has come on board, I've had maybe 4 or 5 in the last 2-3 days.
Really?
I think, you know how your name will appear on the suggested friends list?
Mm-hmm.
I think I've somehow, I don't know, could I be in the penalty box? I don't know. I'm not on that list anymore. It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's consistently. In one day I had over 60 in one day.
I think I've maybe gotten 4 creeper requests in like 2 years.
Agreed, yeah. My
Really?
privacy is so strong, I just shut it all the way down. You can't
The
find me
entire
but through another
country of-
person.
The entire country of India wants to be my friend. I'm telling you.
I'm going to echo what Ann said earlier. They want to show you their junk.
They want what?
They want to show you their junk.
Oh.
I don't know. I had like the creepy stalker dude that was like, I'm watching for you on the news.
Wow.
And now I'm thinking, you should have waited 4 years. You could have seen me on the news.
I gotta go. I have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to drive to Dallas to pick somebody up to come spend the weekend with me.
Ooh,
Okay.
short weekend.
It's gonna be super fun, but I have to go now.
Well, it's fun. Nice to meet you.
You're going to go and dream in cursive.
I will dream in cursive. I'm sure I will. And I started a Facebook group called Authors Anonymous for anybody who wants to join in that's an author that wants to.
Bitch, whine, and moan.
Okay.
I was looking on there's a couple with the same name. So which one are you, honey?
I'm the one with all the blonde hair, probably sitting in front of the blue bonnets.
I found it.
Did you
Okay.
find it?
Yeah.
All right.
Because I didn't get a notification. I was looking for it because you had mentioned that you had put an invite to me, but for some
Yeah.
reason it didn't come through on me.
Well,
I'll find it later.
There you go. I just posted it in the
Oh,
group.
good. Good. Cool.
Awesome. So,
right, so-
I have to figure out a way to wind down after this madness and go to bed.
Okay.
Well, tell your honey I said hello.
He heard you. He's been listening.
Is he partaking of adult refreshments as well?
Absolutely. Okay. Dina, say something.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm so glad that you're doing better. And yes, I am participating in more than just adult refreshments. I'm having. Thank y'all for having
Keeping
the
your wife
conversation.
occupied?
Well, I mean, right at the end, Melinda's like, I gotta go, and everybody's like wanting to talk about, Facebook stalkers wanting to show you their junk, and I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, I'm sure that's just a poor problem that y'all have. to
Yeah,
deal with.
like
Blah,
men
blah,
don't
blah,
get
blah.
the friend requests from, some stripper with almost clothes on. I see some of my son's friend requests that come through, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, right, get the fuck out.
Well, I gave up Facebook for a while, so I haven't been on it in like at least a year. So it's an interesting life to actually, I don't know,
Watch from the sidelines.
not be on it, just not be on it,
Except
Anyway,
for 3 weeks ago when he got on my Facebook and totally stalked everybody on my Facebook page.
yeah,
So that's where that weird post came from.
Awesome.
I wanted to delete her video, but I'm like, oh god, he's getting drunk again on Facebook.
Anyway.
No,
All right,
nice to
well,
see you again.
It was nice to see you again too, and I'm not
Yeah.
going to say your name, even though I do know it, but I'm not going to say your name on the
Are
show.
you going to go to the Austin thing here coming up that we're going in February or something?
Deep in the Heart. I think I'm actually going to go as a human. I don't think I'm going to go as me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, an active
A
participant.
spectator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
going to go as
A
I'm going to
spectator.
go as a civilian versus a
I happen to have a VIP ticket. Would you like to win it?
yeah, let me win it.
Okay.
Sweet.
I'll do a giveaway pretty soon. Pay attention.
Okay. I can do that.
Well,
I
bye,
can
everybody.
definitely do that.
I'm
Bye.
done.
Bye.
Seeing all you guys.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
She's so sweet.
Yeah.
Look, we lose one, we gain one, and now we got another one back. So, hello, Gina.
Hey.
Hi, Gina.
So,
What are you talking about?
there's
We had an intruder while you were gone.
we had two intruders actually. I booted both those little motherfuckers.
Who were they?
They should be glad that it was only online and not in person, because I'd beat their ass too.
Who were they?
Oh, they were just dudes, just popping in, thinking they're gonna talk to, drunk women. That would be y'all.
Yeah.
I'm not drunk.
I call bullshit.
I'm actually okay. I'm just quiet.
Okay,
She's mellow.
Yeah.
DJ, what is
Yeah.
your advice to new authors from a promotional standpoint?
Well, since Masquerade, we get a lot of we get basically all independent authors, so most don't have a publisher. Some of my assistants, their main gripe is book covers, and we already discussed it, how terrible they
Right.
can be. I think it's just have reasonable expectations. I wrote this article this rant on the Masquerade Crew site about having realistic expectations when going into promotions and marketing, especially blog tours. And I think a lot of indies think that blog tours sell books, and that is definitely probably not going to happen. The most it's going to do is really just get your name out there, get people seeing your book, get people talking about your book, get
Yep.
people interested in it. But chances of you having seen some major pop in sales is highly unlikely. It does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's highly unlikely. And so you just got to remember to have realistic expectations, because when thinking about blog tours, you got to think about things like word length and word count. People are less likely, because they have so many books to read, they're less likely to read books that are really long. So
What do you define as long?
I would say, well, it does depend on the genre, because I know fantasy books are typically longer than romance. But I think for a lot of romance readers, they like their books to stay no more than 80,000 words.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say about 70,000 words.
Yeah, they don't like it to be really long. So if you have a 130,000 word romance book, people are gonna be like, no.
Now, you know what? My PNR was probably at 100,000 words, but all my romances are about 80 and below.
Yeah, that's the best thing especially for blog tours. And then of course you gotta think about book covers. People downplay book covers so much, because the first thing that the hosts do, and I'm a host for many companies because I like hosting as well, but the first thing I do is I just go through and see which ones are the pretty ones, and I skip all the others. I don't stop to see if what the blurb is looking like. I don't stop to see what who the author is. I don't care who has the best book covers. Because they're going to be showcasing this on their blogs, and they want it to be pretty. They don't want to showcasing a bunch of ugly books on their blog. So book covers are very important. And so I just also, people have to realize that growing your social media is probably one of the bigger benefits of having blog tours or book blast or whatever. You can grow that really fast, really quick with
Yeah.
blog tours. And people think it's generic and that it doesn't matter. if you're growing your social media that way, but I know for a fact that it does matter because now you've just got a bigger audience to deliver your message to showcase your books to. They might not necessarily start off as fans. They could end up that way. And it's proven that that works. So don't let people tell you, oh, GFC doesn't matter, blog loving doesn't matter, Facebook likes don't matter, Twitter followers don't matter. It all matters. Especially, with the Masquerade Crew, we're very, very big on Twitter promotion. I know Dina knows how crazy our Twitter is always going off. We've got 12 accounts. So, we've got 160 or 170,000 followers among all those accounts. And so our accounts are always going off. They're always live. And all that matters. And that's what keeps the traffic up on our sites. That's what gets the traffic to other sites, is once we start promoting, your traffic is going to go sky high. So all of that matters. Facebook, Twitter, all of it. It all matters.
Okay, DJ, I have a question. If you're a new author, obviously your funds are limited, especially if you have, put your money in good places like editing and et cetera, all the things you can do. Right. Once you get your book published and you go to somebody for some PR and they say to you, okay, cover reveal, blog tour, all these things cost money. So if an author was on a limited budget, of those items, the Blitz, stuff like that, what do you think a new author should focus their limited funds on? I mean, like, for example,
what's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck?
I don't know
cover
that
reveals
a
are
cover
bad
reveal,
for first-time authors. Don't waste your money on cover reveals. They don't do anything, but they're just fun. This is being honest. They're just fun. They don't do anything. Because, first of all, if the cover's just being released, well, there's no buy links, so it's not like anyone can buy anything. You're just showcasing a cover, just having a big event. It's just fun. Skip that for a first-timer. After you've released a few books, then you start doing, like, cover reveals and things like that, because now that you've got a readership, they're going to be excited for the next cover or to see what the next book you are releasing. But for first-timers, I would not ever do a cover reveal.
That is something that a lot of people may not really realize. When you've never published before, you are really limited on what you can do. Amazon will not let you, put your author profile out there. Goodreads gives you a hard time about it. You've got to upload that book before you can really even put something out there. So it's tough when you're first starting.
It's about well, you definitely I say to tell authors all the time. So they will always want to do like this Twitter promotion. They want to do this, and I'm like, is the book on sale? They're like, no. Well, we're not doing that because with the Twitter promotion, you've got to have links. Yeah. They have to go somewhere. Where are they going? Are they going to a blog post? That's not doing you any good. You want them to go to Amazon. You want them to go to Barnes & Noble. You don't want them to go to a blog post because now they're at a blog post. Now what? How does that benefit you at all? So I always say don't start doing that stuff until you have the book on sale. Unless you're some big-time author with a huge readership, you can do whatever you want at that point.
Right.
If you're like an indie, your readership is pretty small, and you just have to make sure that you've already got the book on sale. That's the best way to do it.
And you have to make sure that whatever you do is actually whatever you spend money on is actually going to matter. You can fucking blow money out your ass. It doesn't really necessarily mean that it's going to parlay into any sales. It used to be a person has to see something 10 times to instill that I'm going to buy this.
Sure.
And now I think because of just the extreme saturation with social media, it's probably more like 50 times it has to be seen. So yeah, I think, doing a blog post and having a bunch of people share it is going to help get the information out there. And Fiverr is great for getting people.
Fiverr is the golden child of promotion.
It used to be really, really great. Triberr works if you have a blog, And
how do you spell that?
Triberr.
Okay.
And but you have to be careful what groups you get into. That you're in a group that actually is also sharing shit that is similar to what you're sharing. You know,
Yeah.
I'm in a couple of groups, and it's like they open them up to people, and it's like I've got shit coming up in my feed now
Right.
that's like, here's a review of these headphones. I don't
Right.
give a flying fuck.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Right?
that. Yeah, there's a lot
And
of
then
that.
you have a lot of people that go and they're really intense on it for like 4 months, and then they quit sharing, but they expect everyone to keep sharing their blog posts, but there's no reciprocation.
Right.
So, you know,
It's
I
a lot of
mean,
work.
it
Fiverr's a lot
is
of work.
I guarantee you, I spend, this is no shit, from the time Wee Bossy Baby gets on the bus in the morning at 8:20 until usually 11:30, 11:45, I'm working social media.
Yeah, social media is a lot of work, and I think people downplay it. They downplay it way too much, and I think they think it's going to be easy. They think they can just send out some tweets. They can just,
No,
put up
it's
a
fucking
Facebook
work.
post. Yeah,
And
it's a lot
and
of work.
I did a lot for a long time. I have access to Gina's Twitter. I can go in there right now and I can be sending out all kinds of fucked up ass shit. And but I mean, I did social media for like 2 or 3 authors, and I told them I can schedule your basic tweets, but you still have to interact. That's what people are forgetting. Social media is social.
Right.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
automate a lot of it, but you still have to fucking show up. And it's like I kept telling this one author, I cannot pretend to be you and carry on a conversation. First off, you are not paying me enough to be a 70-year-old Bible thumping man
Oh no.
to step into his mind to have interactions with people. I said, I will take care of your basic tweets, but you got to do all that other shit. Because I don't want to be you. I don't want a tallywhacker. Not in that way. You knew it was coming, didn't you? So, but you know, I mean, that's it. But there's this fine line between being social on social media and being an asshat on social media. I mean, having social media to where it takes over everything and you completely forget about why you're on social media in the first place. You're fucking writing. If you spend more time on social media than you do writing, you probably need to fucking stop one or the other.
Mm.
You know, unless that's part of your job.
It's hard to find a balance, though, especially when you're new, because you have this intense fear. You really, really desperately need exposure. No one knows you. No one's read your book. The big name authors could care less who you are. And you have this really small amount of time, that you're in that new release period. If you don't get something generated, you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm a failure.
No, you know what? How long, honestly, how long was Harry Potter actually out before it caught fire?
Man, a long time.
Right?
Many years.
See?
Like 6 or 7.
Everything that's worth fucking having is worth fucking working
Yeah.
for. And if it falls in your fucking lap, you do not appreciate it. So every bit of work you do on your first book to get every fucking review, get it in anyone's hands, on anyone's Kindle, anyone's Nook, whatever, every one of those means that much more to you.
Yeah. I only have 5 reviews, and I love every single one. And, the crazy thing is people will tell me, oh, I'm going to review your book. Your book was great. I really enjoyed it. And I say, well, if you really feel that way, I would really appreciate a review. Okay, I'm going to do it today. And they never do it.
Yeah,
Oh,
but you
getting
know
used
what?
to that. That's going to happen.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
exactly. Get used to it, because people will say, I'm going to do it. I say, I'm going to do it. And oh my God, for me to write a fucking review, I could write legislation easier than I can write a review.
Reviews are
and
difficult.
probably get the fucking law passed before
Yeah.
I could get a review up. You know, I mean, because from me, because I'm a grammar vandal, I worry, okay, if I say something, I'm talking about a book, I want my review to be grammatically correct, because if it's not, then I think it looks bad on the author. But that's just me,
Yeah.
because, you know, I'm an asshat like that.
Well, and did you? I saw recently, if you write a review and you insinuate that the author gave you not for the purposes of an arc, but if they gave it to you, then Amazon will remove it.
They do, but it's not always the case. They've been known to do it, but I know they
But
don't always.
not everybody has been removed. I haven't
Right. Me neither.
at all. But what I always remind my reviewers to say is not, you know,
I was given this for a fair and honest review. That's covering the fair trade.
it's not exactly.
You know, as long as they say that they were not, you know,
They
that it
pirated
was
it.
given in exchange for a fair and honest review.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
cannot
key words.
gifted. When you say gifted, you know, to them it, you know, like paid off.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Mhm.
So, yeah, just as and most reviewers know
Yeah.
the words to actually say, so that, you know, they're covered, Amazon's covered, and the author's covered.
Right.
So, and that's going to be the people that are going to get your arcs anyway. So they're going to know what to say.
Yeah. I was like, real reviewers already know what to do.
Yeah. And, you know, so yeah. But, and reviews are fucking hard as hell. My book's been out for almost a fucking year. And I think I got 9 reviews. Of course, I don't care. You know, I don't give a shit. And in terms of when, you know, I've been on the outskirts of publishing for 20 years and then been involved in it. But, you know, even knowing everything I could have possibly known going in, and then I put together my own blog tour, oh, hell the fuck no.
Yeah, I'll never do that again.
I will
That
never
sucks.
do that again.
That's the most work
I
I've
call-
ever done in my
I call
life.
DJ. I call DJ.
Yeah,
Honestly.
she calls me.
And I called her at the last minute. Oh, please, can you do this? I need it done in 3 days.
So, all right. Speaking of blog tours, if you hire a company, or if you hire you know, someone to do a blog tour for you, and as I was told, they send the email out to about 500 blogs.
Depending on the company.
Pardon?
Depending on the company. Some companies have more.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if they hypothetically send it out to 500 people, 500 blogs, what do you think is an average, especially for someone that's just starting out, number of responses, blog responses?
Well, it depends on a lot of things. First, it depends on the book. What genre is that? Because first of all, romance pulls everyone. So that's the best-selling genre of all of them, and it's the one that people love the most. So romance tend to do really good. Then I would say what comes next is probably fantasy, but fantasy is still really hard to fill a tour for. And basically, when you go into a tour, you choose how many stops you want, and that's where you get your different price points. So let's say you want 20 stops. Well, you know, you send out the email. So many people sign up. If they look at it and they see that they didn't want to, it's not, you know, genre they read, or, you know, whatever the reason is, they didn't like the book cover, whatever the reason, then they won't even bother to sign up. And at that point, what we do is we start a thing that we call trolling. And that's when we actually go out and find the host. Because sometimes some books just don't work. And it's no fault of the author, it's no fault of the tour, organizer. Some books just don't pull people.
Resonate. Don't
Yeah.
resonate.
Yeah,
And
they just
see,
don't work.
that's like with DJ. I told her, what, 3 months ago. Look, anytime you can send me code. Don't expect me to sign up. Just send me the code. I'll put it on.
Yeah. And I forgot to
me
do it, and then I started doing it recently. I just keep forgetting to put you back on the list.
So, because I don't have I don't have like a huge following of my blog, but I know how important. My 300 people a day that go and look at a post. That maybe 10 of those will buy that book. Or they'll see it that they're not going to follow the other blogs. Every little bit is going to help get it out there. Not necessarily that every little bit is going to parlay into a fucking sale.
Right.
Getting the name out there is where the hell Gina go?
Yeah, we lost her.
But yeah, back to Jolie's earlier question about what to spend your money on. It also depends on what you want. Do you want reviews? Because if you want reviews, then you don't want to waste money on a book blast or a book blitz or whatever. You want to go ahead and do a blog tour, and of course, pretty much all companies have things called review ops. At Masquerade Book Tours, we call them reader roundups. So that's just strictly reviews, but they're given a much longer time frame, and they don't have to post on a specific date. But if you just want reviews, that's a good option. It's usually a cheaper option because there is no set time frame. Or you can go with a review tour. A lot of companies have just tours with just reviews. Those are much harder to fill. We're very picky about the ones we do review tours for. A couple of weird ones I've let slip through, but we're very picky about that. But blog tours and review ops if you want reviews. But if you just kind of want like a promotional effort, a big push, just kind of everyone blasting the same thing at the same time, then you just go with the book blast. And those are always much cheaper than blog tours, typically from my research. Definitely at Masquerade. Yeah.
And they're easy to put on the blog anyway.
So easy. Because all we do is we create the HTML and we just blast it out to everyone. They can all post the same exact thing, or they can create their own posts. But mostly,
just a bit. Yeah.
Yep. Just copy paste, done. And that's what. And that's the best thing that you have to do.
You got the people that are in Triber, so then it's getting shared by like I do Diantha's post, and so I share it on mine. Then all of my tribe mates are going to share it on theirs. And they're going to share it usually to Twitter, but sometimes they'll share it to Facebook. Some of them go in and put it in Stumbled Upon, and people forget about Stumbled Upon, but Stumbled shoots a lot of views my way. So don't discount Stumbled Upon. And oh yeah, and they're kind of like an aggregator as well, and some people will take the post and then put it in Google Plus.
Yeah, I've seen that happens a lot too.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about Thunderclap?
I've never really dealt with it, so I don't know much about it.
I've shared some shit, but I haven't ran a campaign or anything, so I don't really know about it. I try to help out. I'll see people that'll come up on my feed on Facebook, and it'll be like, look, I've only got 3 days, and I have to come up with 30 people. So, then I go and I share that on 6 of my accounts. I'm like, okay, look, now you only have to share it. You only have to find, 15, 20 other people to do it. So.
Right.
But no, I don't stalk the board and send that to everybody. And really, I only got started because of Tiffany.
Yeah, I see Tiffany doing it all the time.
So, yeah. But, it's, what I think what most aspiring, no, I'm not going to say aspiring. what new authors need to know is, man, it's fucking work. Don't think it's going to fall in your lap, because it's not. It is work.
Well, since we were gonna rant, here's my rant. Since we're talking about advertising, is when I participate in these blog tours and agree to be a host and comment on the other people's, blogs, and now all of a sudden, this author is sending me newsletters that I never signed up for. And
That is terrible.
That's
I-
bad.
Do that.
I saw an advertising post a couple of weeks ago that was one of the recommended things, was to cull the email addresses from comments. And that's the fastest way to get somebody kicked off from my list.
Yeah, and that's the fastest way to get like constant
Cursed
contact. Constant contact and MailChimp. All
Yeah.
you've got to do when you get that email, this is spam. I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how they used to fucking spam people fucking 10 years ago. And, learn something new. I value each and every one of my newsletter followers, because you know what? I hardly ever send out a fucking newsletter. Maybe once a year.
Yeah, I had an author actually ask me if I could give him all of the email addresses from all the hosts.
What?
So that he could add them to the newsletter. I was like, hell no.
You're
You
like,
may not.
No.
do you
I was
realize?
like, there's no way in hell. I
Yeah.
told him just like that. I was like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna do that. I mean, he was okay with it. He was, he didn't get upset or anything. But I was just like, please don't ever ask anyone to do that again, because I know that you're about to go out there and do that. I know you're going to ask the next tour organizer to give you the emails. Do not do this. This is a bad idea. And he also is the same author that asked me to tell one of the hosts not to post their not so nice review onto Amazon. I was like, not going to do that either. They can post that wherever they want. Like, I could tell that he was going to be that author.
Mm.
Yeah, so I just kind of let him go. But I was like, I'm not doing it, But yeah, he asked for everyone's emails so that he could add them to the list. I was like, there's no way. So a way around that is to put it on like a giveaway. So I added an entry because he wanted to build his newsletter. So I just added it to the giveaway. I was like,
Right.
if you want to be on the newsletter, here's an extra entry if you just sign up for the newsletter or whatever.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's how I got around that.
And
But I wasn't
that's what a
gonna get
lot
it.
of people do.
Yeah. That was how, that's the best way to do that. That way people signed up. They can always unsubscribe later.
Yeah.
It's not a big
Right.
deal. If they just want to try to win the giveaway, which a lot of them just do, which is fine. Smart. They can always unsubscribe later. But that's how I would get around it. If you
Do
want to build
people-
your newsletter up, do it like that.
Do you really think readers even read a newsletter?
I do, from the few that I get, yes.
I think if there's not an overabundance of bullshit in it, and if it's not a whole bunch of me, maybe if it's, hey, look what the person's doing this too. Kind of share the love. Go
Right.
in. I know a couple of authors that they pull their list. There's like 4 authors that share one list.
Oh, that's a
And-
good idea.
And, then that way they're like, hey, look, I know you're a fan of so-and-so's book. Here's another one that's coming out. It's she's my writing partner, or she's my author buddy, or, But, yeah, I mean, I think that's an excellent idea. Because who the fuck has shit to... Like I said, I do a newsletter once a year. Maybe twice a year. If it's something momentous, maybe 3 times. But I don't use it enough.
I mean, I think blogger newsletters are much more interesting than author newsletters, and it's not to downplay authors. And I think that's why I don't do one, because I don't really have that much to say, and I don't like receiving too many author emails, so I don't want to send them out. But like for the Masquerade Crew, we do have one because we have a book club. And, Mark sends that out maybe once a week. Dina, are you in the book club? I'm not sure.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, it only gets sent out once a week. But it's very popular. It's got like 1,000 subscribers. So like it's pretty. I think that works better. And I'm subscribed to some blogger newsletters that come through my email. But for the most part, like authors, I can probably name one author that I'm signed up to. So I would just make sure that you have something. First of all, something to say. Just don't send stuff out, like an email book blast, every week, just blasting your crap out to them. Like, have something to say. Maybe
Right.
have a goal for that. Like, just don't just do it just to do it.
A specific purpose in mind for it.
Like just don't
just shoot
waste people's
shit
time.
out for the sake of shooting it out.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the combined. So if
Yeah,
you
it's
had
a really
like
good
4 or
idea.
5 people in the same genre, or maybe do you think it should be different genres?
I would do the same genre.
I would do the same because a lot of people, I might do like erotica, maybe do them either same subgenre or complementary.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
Because romance readers, they're pretty much going to read romance. They might step out and read, a suspense.
But they better have a lot of romance in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like the In Death series. I read that because it's the suspense, who done it with the crime fiction with, the hot man.
I read 300 books a year, and for me, I only would read erotica or very heavily,
Super steamy.
if it wasn't in that, I just didn't read it.
Yeah.
And people are like that. A lot of readers are like that. They have their one specific thing that they read, and that's it. And that's why blog tours are so weird, and promotions and marketing is so weird because my host list is made up of people who read all kinds of things. So if they don't read romance, they're not even going to look twice at what you're trying to sell them. They don't care because they don't read that. Or if they don't read fantasy, if you give them a fantasy book, they're just not going to look twice at it. They're going to look at the genre. If it's not the genre that they read, they're going to skip it. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Like there are definitely some who read multiple genres, but there's not as many as you would think.
They may read it, but they're not comfortable on commenting on the other genre that they don't read as often.
They might not want to review it. They might want to do like a guest post or a top 10 list or some other kind of promotional post for the tour. But they might not want to review it.
Well, I read romance. Of course, that's my first choice, and crime fiction, suspense, and some of the stuff doesn't have a romantic interest in it at all. But when I'm feeling overloaded, I'll go back and read Sidney Sheldon.
Yeah.
I went on a kick and I read all of the V.C. Andrews books and all of the Sidney Sheldons and all of the J.D. Robbs, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I got into this because I love to fucking read, and since I started doing it, I hardly read.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say.
Oh my God.
I don't have time to read anymore, and I'm actually worried about that because I almost feel like I'm out of touch with what everybody else is doing. And because I'm in my little world where I'm focusing on my stuff, and I'm really concerned about being out of touch with what everybody's doing.
Well, I still manage to read about 60 books a year, even though I publish about 2 to 3 books a year. But I join blog tours, and for that it forces me to read because I hate being a flaker. So it forces me to read, and it forces me to read by a deadline. So I get the books read, and keeps me very much in touch with what's going on because a lot of them are newer releases, and you find a lot of really great books. I would suggest following blog tours or getting on blog tours because it helps me keep up with what's going on that way.
And
Maybe that's what I should do. Is I should get on a blog tour.
Yeah,
you've got a blog.
Yeah.
So
and they'll accept you.
Yeah. You've got a blog, so you can post. I know that like when I'm formatting, I'll read some. As I'm going through, something will catch my eye as I'm putting the code in, and I'll read the whole chapter, and then I'm like, just the middle chapter of a fucking book, and then I'm like, well, now
I gotta go back to the beginning.
and then I have to go back and read the beginning, and then I skip all over the fucking book, but I end up reading it, but it's not in chronological order. I was doing some book. Oh God, I guess it was like 2 weeks ago, and as I'm formatting it, something catches my eye, so I read the whole paragraph, and I start fucking bawling. And I'm going, oh, hell no! What the fuck is wrong with me?
Medication. Blame it on the medication.
Right?
Medication.
So, I wish. The only thing I'm taking is vitamin E, milk thistle, complexion essentials. Yeah.
Complexion essentials.
Well, that's what it says. Complexion essentials, see? I got this from Catherine Falk. She sent me a care package with vitamin E, complexion essentials, and emu oil so that I didn't scar.
Well, that was nice.
It was very sweet of her. So I was like, oh, hell yeah, emu oil. So, and, really the only one I was worried about was the one on my face. And it's just barely. Yeah. The others. I'm not a teenager anymore, so I'm not running around, wearing half shirts and low-rise jeans. So the others don't really show. I don't know if this one on the back of my arm will show. I'm going to assume it will. So, but I got in a fight with a bear. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I was like, make up a story.
Yeah.
I'm sorry we lost Gina, because when we lost you, Dina, we got into a really good conversation about street teams.
Right.
Yeah, we'll do another badass book bitches and focus on street teams. I used to record this shit every week, and then I got busy, and so I decided I better get another fucking show up before I lose my spot on Stitcher.
Yep.
So we'll do it again. I'll always post that we're going to do it. And love to have all of you bimbos back.
I'm here back.
Bitches.
I appreciate all the help.
Tiffany and I were talking about doing another podcast as well. But, of course, that'd be one that I'd end up producing. And, I don't think people realize how much time goes into editing these fuckers.
Wow.
That's why I don't
This
do
one definitely is going to take for a long time.
Well, I think I'm actually going to
that.
cut this one. I'm going to cut this one into two.
Oh, okay.
I'm definitely going to cut it into two. I'll do the intro into both of them and the exit. So.
But to address the topic question for this one, which was, all of the sounding off that the other authors are doing to the new authors. Just speaking as a new author, it's really difficult to not feel chastised.
Yeah,
because
and you know what? I think that it's wrong because it makes y'all feel bad. Y'all don't know it. New authors don't know any better. If you would just send someone a private message or an email and say, look, this is what you're doing. You're not going to get really good results that way. Have you thought about doing this? And that's how I try to talk to my authors is, I don't know if that's going to work. Have you considered doing this? I'm not going to tell y'all what to do.
Right. Well, I'm not one for airing dirty laundry on Facebook anyway. It really bothers me. I just can't stand it. And so, as a new author, we are constantly, we're like sponges. We want to absorb all the information that we can get so that we are better.
And there's a lot of misinformation out there too. And
Yeah.
I don't know if they're doing it. I would like to think that they're not giving this shit out intentionally. And in another private group that I'm in, that just deals with cover designers and formatters, that's all of us that are in there. And they're like, I hate it when I see authors post how easy it is to format a book. It's not. Well, yeah, you can do it in 15 minutes if you want a shit product, but look at what they put out versus what a professional will put out.
Yeah. No, I'll be a customer for life, Dina. I won't even attempt that shit. I'm sorry. It's too much.
It's hard. I hate it. I don't ever do it.
I've never gotten it done in less than 30 minutes. I don't know how they could even think about 15.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the worst.
Well,
I hate it.
And I use 4 different programs to do it. And I use 4 different programs because I have one program that does this specific job. So, and then I bring, what this program does, then I take it from this program and I put it in this one, and this one does something else, and then I take it in this one, and then I do the hand massaging.
Right.
And, then that way I don't worry about having funky characters in my books.
Right.
So.
Well, and I remember that was something that Tiffany had told me long before I ever spoke to you. She said, that's something that you do, that you look for, characters that are unusual characters, and you can, whatever it is you do with your magic fairy dust, so that when it gets to the e-reader, when it gets to the paperback, it looks like it's supposed to look. It doesn't look all, messed up and cattywampus. So
yeah, like that A and E and the little TM mark. What the fuck? Where the hell's that shit come from?
Yeah. Yeah.
But and I'm not gonna say that you can't format your own, because there are people that do. Melanie does hers, and
Yeah.
I put those pictures up. Hey, look, what about this? What do you think about this for a page layout?
Yeah.
And and I had someone, and this fucking chapped my ass to no end, ask me, can you send me that template that you said you did up?
Oh.
And I'm like,
No.
excuse me?
No.
No.
This is my job.
I would never even. Now the only thing I've ever asked for is, where did you find that font? But
Yeah.
I don't even ask all people that, because I know there are some that design their own fonts. But if I know they got it from a site that is
Right.
open to everybody, then. But it depends on the person. I don't ask everybody.
Well,
Who
anytime you want to know about a font, hell, Ann called me. No, she sent me a text message. I need a font that's a man's handwriting. And I'm like, okay, look, you're going to go with this. I don't know. Is the guy crazy? If the guy's crazy, go with Elliot 6, because that's a psycho fucking handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
But, I have no problem, and I have 1,500 fucking fonts.
I just learned about 6 months ago how to even download a font and add it to my computer, and I felt like I was a god. I'm like, this is how they do it. And then, of course, something screwed up after that, and I'm like, okay, what did I do?
Well, and you know what? And a lot of formatters will embed fonts in books. I don't see any fucking use for it. Yeah, it looks nice on the viewers that it shows up in, but it doesn't show up in all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So you don't
embed.
embed fonts? You don't embed fonts at all, Dina?
No, I have, but I don't. It's
The
not
only
my
reason-
favorite thing to do. I think it makes your file too big.
Yeah, it does.
The only reason I said that, because of course, I'm not a technical person, but when I was uploading the file to CreateSpace, they give you all the errors. And that was one of the consistent errors that kept coming back, was the fonts are not embedded. But I just ignored them all, because I said, well, Dina knows what she's doing, so I just...
Well,
I
see,
said,
they
whatever.
are embedded, though. They are embedded in the PDF.
I don't know. I just ignored it all, and I just went with it. I said, she knows what she's doing. I trust her.
Well, when you got it in your hot little sweaty hand, were the fonts were how they were supposed to be.
Yeah, they were perfect. They were beautiful.
Create Space is fucked up.
Yeah, I mean,
They are.
I just trusted you that I knew.
But you know what? I
figured
might need to go and check one of my settings and make sure. But yeah, because when you do it, it's embedded in the PDF. I don't know.
See, I don't even know what that
That
means.
shit.
I couldn't even tell you what embedding fonts even means. So all I know is that it just came up, but whatever.
Well, it's entirely different in a PDF versus how it is in a ebook.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, in terms of file size, it's not worth it. Yeah,
Right.
if it showed up the way you wanted on everything, and the way I get around that is I'll do images of the headers and
Right.
put individual images, and I don't even recommend that because then you get into it's making your file larger
I figured
Right.
I had to
when
do
you're
that
getting
too.
charged for your delivery fee. Yeah. So
That was another instance where I felt like a god was figuring out. I made a little bitty tiny thing to separate my point of views, and God, it looked beautiful on the Kindle.
yeah, the image break.
It
I love
took me
image breaks.
5
I love-
freaking hours to do it, but it was worth the final product. That was, like you said, like it all goes back to it. It's not gonna land in your lap. It takes a lot of freaking hard work, and just freaking be nice to everybody. We're all in this together. We're all working our asses off, or at least the ones of us who are doing it because it's a passion.
Yeah.
We're working our asses off. We spend all this time away from our families because, we're just compelled to do it. We can't not do it.
Well, I really believe in the whole pay it forward concept, and whenever I see a post where someone is asking, do you know an editor, do you know a formatter, out of professional courtesy, I always list. I take the time whether I'm busy or not. I always list the people that I use because I know with me being completely stupid in this whole process, I didn't know a damn thing. And if it wasn't for the ladies that are in my life now, I wouldn't even be anywhere near a published author. So I make a point of always, telling everybody, who I used and how much I appreciated their efforts because, when you're first time, you're totally clueless. You don't know what to do.
Yeah, you have no concept of everything that's actually involved. You think, hey, I'm going to write this book for NaNoWriMo, and I'm going to slap a cover on it, and there you go. I'm going to make $1 million.
Right. Well, I don't know if I ever told you this story, Dina. I had this idea for a book, and I was writing it, and then there was somebody in my local community is very good friends with Mari Carr and Aaron Nichols, and so she had invited them over to their house, and I was there, and my best friend was with me, and she told Mari, she's like, yeah, she's writing this book. Well, Mari and I just kind of hit it off, and she said, well, tell me about this book. And I left that house that night making the decision in my mind that I'm no longer a creative home writer, that I'm really going to make this work. But I really had no intention of doing this. I was just going to be happy with reading all my books that, I enjoy reading every day. I really didn't think I would ever be here. So,
Right.
Fate has a funny way of kind of happening.
Well, there's a lot of shit I didn't think I'd be doing. I didn't think I'd be stabbed.
I didn't think you'd be stabbed either, baby doll. We were on the phone until it was 5 o'clock my time, and I still cannot even believe that happened.
Thank you for keeping her awake, Jolie.
Well, it was the weirdest thing because I was fighting this deadline. I was trying to get it in to get my paperback in time. And, of course, Dina, being the wonderful person that she is, stayed up with me all night long when she could have been sleeping. But she was helping me. And, I mean, we talked all during the night, and I mean, I thought, okay, she's going to sleep. And so I had a hair appointment first thing the next morning. I'm sitting in the beautician's chair looking at Facebook, and I see her, laid out on the gurney. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I just got off the phone with her. How is this even possible?
Hey,
And so
look,
it scares
everyone
me.
needs an ambulance selfie.
God. I just don't, it still just blows my mind, because if she had been asleep, I think it could have been, I just shudder to think what could have been, but, because I have a fear he was outside her house that night waiting for her light switch to go off.
Well,
I really believe that.
So, I mean, it was surreal. And then, then they had me all doped up, and I'm thinking, I would like, how like when you're really doped up, I mean, morphine and Demerol,
Ooh.
staggered, right? So, I would like kind of doze off, and when I did, I was like, I would come to, and I'd been watching Angel for like a week straight.
Right, I remember.
So I was like, how can I get stabbed? I'm fighting vampires. They wouldn't have stabbed me. And then I like snapped, and I know I must have said some funny ass shit to the fucking doctors, and I'm all doped up, and they're like, can we have students come in? I'm like, I don't fucking care. I just had 10 cops standing around looking at my naked ass on the coffee table. You think I fucking care who comes in here? At least I got a sheet, man. They're like, yeah. And the cop taking pictures. Yeah. Can I take a picture? I don't care. But if you post it on Facebook, you better tag me.
Oh my God, that cracked me up. I had to share that blog post with my coworkers, and they were just dying.
But I'm just like, what? I guess I could be upset. I'm not really upset. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
I'm not scared.
Broke into your house, and I'd be pissed too.
I'm not scared. Everyone's like, well, are you going to be okay at your house? I'm like, it's my fucking house. Yeah, I'm going to be okay. But I am going to get a fucking 6-foot fence all the way around the front of my house, too.
Do you have an outside dog?
No, but as soon as I get that fucking fence, I'm getting one.
You need an outside dog. And I tell you, I don't know if you need a specific breed. I have a Saint Bernard, and she only barks when somebody comes in my yard, and it's a deep, deep, deep bark.
Right?
And it's intimidating as hell.
Well, honestly, my favorite breed is a Rottweiler. I've had Rottweilers. I've had Pits. Best dog I ever had was a fucking pit bull. And I don't know, Mom. We're talking about getting a dog. We have the attack cat. But it was funny because when it happened, the cat. I looked over, and Wee Bossy Baby is sitting up, just staring at me. And, this is after I'd snapped, and I'd already called the paramedics. But I'm sitting there, and I'm looking in, and Wee Bossy Baby's sitting in her bed, and she's just kind of looking. And the cat is sitting right next to her, like, I'm going to protect her. I'm thinking, yeah, you're big, fat, pregnant. You're not going to do nothing. So... But yeah, Wee Bossy Baby kind of freaked out a bit. She didn't want to have anything to do with me in the hospital at all. And we had to get outside. I had to get outside with the peroxide and dump it on the walkway because she said it creeped her out. So. But she's fine now. I guess. She's still vacuuming. So
Does
that's
she
a good
still
thing.
like her bear?
Yes, she still has her bear in the bed. And another friend of mine, we met, and for Halloween, she was, kind of like Bodokai. She was a warrior. So she had a plastic shield and a plastic sword, and she gave it to Wee Bossy Baby.
Oh, good.
He sleeps with that in her bed too.
Yeah. I think you should get a dog. I really do.
We're
An
gonna
outside dog.
get a dog, and we're gonna get the fence. I'm going to apply with victim services because they'll pay for your relocation expenses, and that's just not an option. I've lived in this house for 30 fucking years. It's not gonna fucking happen,
Right.
So I'm gonna tell them, instead of giving me the relocation money, here's 3 estimates for me to get a 6-foot tall privacy fence put around my house.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Cover
hope
that.
they do it. I really hope they pay for it.
So I'm sure I could bitch enough, and the cop going, well, we don't think we can find him. I could find him. You don't want me to find him, but I can find him.
God,
Did they
help
ask you to put a sketch together?
No, that's what pissed me off. They didn't ask me to put a sketch together. They didn't ask me to look at mug shots. I just
Was there
I
any
kinda
DNA?
think-
Did you have like DNA under your fingernails or anything?
They didn't even scrape.
Oh,
I told him, I said, I fought him. I was this far from his fucking face. I can tell you exactly what he looks like.
What the hell, Dina?
I don't know.
Oh, that would piss me off.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking livid about it. Yeah,
Sounds
that,
like you
that's
need to be
just,
the HPD commissioner.
oh, and it's not even HPD.
Oh.
It's the
I
sheriffs
mean,
and the
tell 'em-
deputies.
Say,
Oh.
you've seen CSI. You know what they can do.
Well, and I understand the doors are brand new. We just had new doors installed. So, they're porous, they're not slick, so they couldn't have gotten fingerprints off of there, but one of the doors has glass all in the center of it. And they did look there to see if there were any prints, because we told them the door's only been up for 2 weeks. Because I was steady staring at the boy that was installing the fucker, because he was good looking.
How did he get in?
I didn't have the door locked.
Oh, okay.
Because we had just gotten off the computer, and I had to get up in an hour and a half to get Wee Bossy Baby up and
Right.
off to school. But they were talking, the homeowners association here quit paying the electric bill on the big lights.
No.
Yeah. So we were talking to some other neighbors, and there's been a rash of crime.
I pay for mine. I have one of those that I pay separately. Costs me $8 a month, but I pay for that thing. And it's on the main power pole.
Yeah. Well, we have the big halogen lights out front. So, which is the only reason I saw the blood on my hands.
Mm.
It was fucked up, man. It was just like, it still doesn't seem fucking real unless I try to get out of bed.
I think we're losing DJ over there. She looks like she's about to fall asleep.
No, I'm listening. I'm not asleep.
So, DJ, where do you live?
I live in Washington, D.C.
Oh, well, I'm in Virginia.
Oh,
She's
really?
up there with all the criminals.
So, are you
That's the
actually
thing,
in-
like, there's like no,
Are you-
nothing's happened since I've been here. I've been here 3 years. Nothing.
No,
Nothing.
I'm
So,
not talking about
um,
street crime. I'm talking about the politicians.
Oh,
Yeah.
well then, yeah.
DJ, are you actually in D.C. or are you in Virginia or Maryland?
No, I'm in D.C. I live in D.C.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I live on northeast in D.C.
I'm just a little. I'm right near Petersburg, which is a little south of Richmond.
Oh, okay.
So
So-
I'm not but 2 hours from you.
Yeah, I was like, you're a couple hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
My uncle lives out there somewhere.
I really wanted to get in at either the DC event or there's 2 Richmond events, and everyone is. I'm so sad about it. I really wanted to get into the Richmond event because it's right here in my backyard. My book is freaking about Richmond.
Right?
It's set in Richmond. I mean, I've got this beautiful cover of Richmond, and I can't even get in the damn. I can't even get in the damn author event. I'm so sick about it.
I gotta start
one
doing more of those.
One thing, I know here in Houston especially, a lot of our talk radio stations talk to local authors and have them on. Have you tried contacting any of the talk radio stations?
No, but
Especially because your book, Richmond is a character in your book, basically.
it is. It is. It's like a third character. My daughter is a student at well, I won't say what school, but she's in Delta Zeta, which is a sorority, and
Right.
one of her sorority sisters is in communications, and so I asked her if she would help me with a press release. So I thought I would do a press release and then send it out, geared to television, geared to radio, geared to print, and see if that might generate some interest. Because really and truly, my book is about my city.
Right.
So
What is it? Help a reporter out. There's a website that you can go, and reporters will, post, hey, I'm looking for someone who can give me a quote about, this or that. Go and check it. I'll find the link. But hell, they might pick you up as a new author. The trials facing a new author.
Right.
Never know.
Are there any major landmarks that you put in there?
Yeah.
But they don't want to be
The last-
associated.
The last book that
In fact, it's centered around the Jefferson Hotel, which they have a lot of reasons why the Jefferson is famous, but in Gone with the Wind, there's that famous staircase scene where Scarlett says, they have the whole "Frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn." That was from the stairs from the Jefferson.
Okay.
And so it's in it. It's a very famous, the only 5-star hotel that's in our area. So
Contact the hotel and see the hotel gift shop and see if they'll put books there for consignment.
I talked to the hotel because I actually wanted to use their staircase for my front book cover.
Mm-hmm.
They are kind of scared of me for some weird reason. They just called me up and they just gave it to me and made sure I was really clear I was not to use their image anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, they didn't like me. I really think it's because Virginia is so conservative,
Yeah.
and they just don't want erotica in their backyard. I mean, I don't know.
Well, do y'all
They're just
have
a bunch of assholes.
Yeah.
repressed assholes?
Yeah.
Do y'all have half-price books?
Where?
In DC, we do. In DC, we
Because
do.
I know that half-price books will let local authors have signings in their.
Oh, you can do that in a lot of places in DC. A lot of stores will let you. Busboys and Poets is like one of the bigger ones. They do author events like all the time, and then there's a lot of like mom and pop bookstores here. So
Is that the name of a store? Half Price Books?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I've never heard of it.
There's one here. There's a couple here, I think, but I definitely know where one is. I think there's a second one. But yeah, there's a lot of places here. Like, you should definitely come to DC and like go to some of the stores. I had one of my assistants. She pulled together a bunch of the DC stores that will take indie books, so I can get that to you if you want it.
Yeah, I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I would greatly appreciate it. I'm just so disappointed that I'm not going to be able to get to any sign-ins in 2015. I'm just so disappointed. But everything's full,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Well, they got deep
And that's
in
another-
the heart.
That's another, I think, topic, at least for new authors, is that you have to plan well in advance for a signing.
Yes.
Because, I didn't know that. I did not truly understand that you need to plan a year, well over a year. I just thought, oh, well, I've got plenty of time, and you don't.
Right.
That depends on your market and what you're trying to reach too, because a lot of the ones that, like last year, I think I did 5 different events between local market days, and most of them, it was about 3 months out when I got all this stuff together and signed up for them. I mean, I haven't, but I'm also in a very small community, and we don't have a lot of opportunity, so there's nothing that I had to wait a year to get into because there's not a lot of competition for that stuff down here.
Right.
Well, I think too, don't discount, especially if an author is writing about their actual area. You
Mhm.
know, don't discount the power of the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that.
You know, they can hook you up with local businesses that might be receptive to selling your book. You know,
Mhm.
offering it on consignment.
Yep.
Huh.
You know,
'Cause
think outside of the box.
Yeah.
the two best sales days I had was at one of the small town, their monthly market days, and then the other one was a random event that was inside the church hall. We were packed in there like sardines, and I was only one of two booksellers, and that's the most I've ever sold in one day.
Now, I realize for the church event you probably brought your own books, but
Mhm.
when you go to a small bookstore, how do you handle your book supply? Do you bring your books with you? Did they have to get them?
Well, I have to. I actually checked into doing a signing here at Hastings because we only have two bookstores in town. And they couldn't find my books in the system, so I would have to order them ahead of time, bring them in, and they would scan them into the system and make labels for them. And then
Okay.
that way, when readers came in, they purchased the book and then bring them back to the table for me to sign if they wanted me to sign it. But
Okay.
that even the local bookstore now, the little chain, them and Hastings, they both charge. They want 40%.
Okay. So, like, I use CreateSpace
Mhm.
for my printing.
That's what I've
So
got.
obviously, I think it's like, I don't know, $5 and something cost. So you do the 40% based on whatever you intend the retail price to be.
Yeah, that you've got to figure out, if you're doing it to make money, then you're going to have to jack the price of your book up. But if you're
Right.
doing it just to get your name out there, then price it to where you're at least covering your basic costs plus, that profit margin that they're getting of 40%. Like I figured it out on mine. I think for a print copy, it was like $4 and something, including the shipping. But I
Right.
would have to sell it. I sell it to people for $7, but to be able to even break even and make like $1 profit, I would have to sell it at Hastings for 10.
Right.
And I wasn't comfortable doing that because A, I was a new author, and B, books that same size by other romance authors are going for $4.99, $5.99, $6.99 tops. So I didn't feel comfortable charging somebody $10 for a book that they can get for $6 because it's the same size.
Right.
Mm.
So it
Comparable. Right.
depends on what you want to do, what you're trying to accomplish. If you're trying to make money, then yeah, jack it up where you need to. Or if you're just trying to get your name out there, then charge whatever you're comfortable with.
I would,
Yeah,
and I would
book price
focus
is a
on
big
the
subject.
actual, reader, book conferences, book signings that, like Tiffany did, Angels and Sinners, and, you stick with the ones that are close to your area that, are a comfortable drive for you, and take your own supplies
Mhm.
and then sell them off.
Yeah.
Okay. Book price is a big subject.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a tough subject,
Yeah.
absolutely.
especially when you're new.
Mhm.
All right. Okay, well, we can do that on another show. Because
You need a
honestly,
running
I
you need a
hate
running
to-
list.
right. Put it on your list of shit to talk about. I hate to cut it short, but with the fucking liver involvement, all this, when I get tired, all of a sudden I am fucking tired.
So no more late nights for you, Dina. Staying up till 5.
No,
Just make sure your damn door's locked, woman.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
it's like fucking Fort Knox in this bitch now. But no, I'll normally I was surviving on 3 to 4 hours of sleep at night, and I take hour and a half, 2 hour nap during the day. Now it's like 10 hours of sleep at night and about a 3 to a 4 hour nap during the day. I mean, my actual fucking work time is cut in half, whereas I was working 18 hours a fucking day. Not anymore.
No.
You know,
Well, that's probably a good thing.
I'm lucky if I can do 8, and it's like broken out. You know, I might, since it happened, I have had nights where I went to sleep at 7 o'clock at night, woke up at 3:30 in the morning, and laid there for an hour and thought, yeah, I'm not going back to sleep. So then go to work. You know, I got out of bed at 4 and started working.
Right.
So, and then by 10 o'clock, I was like, okay, it's nap time. You know, people are just rolling out of bed on Facebook. And I'm like, I'm going to bed. See y'all in a couple hours. Peace out, motherfucker. So, but I'm lucky. My authors, my clients, I gave everyone the option. You know, look, and this is the fucking deal. I don't know what my work schedule is going to be able, you know, what my body is going to be able to sustain after this while I'm going through all the healing. I just want to give everyone a choice, and everyone's like, nope, I didn't do pre-order. When you get it, I get it, you know. That's fucking awesome for me. So, and
well, it was fun to hang out with you guys.
It was great.
Oh yeah.
I used to say I'm always online, but I can't really say that anymore because I'm not.
Thanks for all the good information. I really appreciate it.
Well, I'll get this edited up, and it should be up. I should have it up Wednesday.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
All right. Thank you, DJ, for joining us and giving us information.
Of course.
I know.
You need to come hang out with the crazy bitches again.
Of course.
DJ,
invite me back.
I will PM you my email address.
Okay.
And if you can send that information to me, I would really appreciate that.
I will do.
And she will do it in a hurry if you tell her anytime you have a romance that you need to fill on your blog tour, just send me the code. Don't ask me to sign up.
Right, yeah, don't ask me to sign up. Just send it to her.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for joining us, Melanie. It was good to see you again.
You too.
Bye, Melanie.
Bye.
Love all you people.
Bye.